Hey,
any more water?
Drink it all.
Here,
Hey,
yeah, just trying to keep the sun off of it. Here, son. Is that good?
Where is
I don't know if I can get any tighter or not.
Shit, lean up against me.
where you got that?
Over here.
No, I might just have to hold it.
Where is the shot? Right here?
Down here. That's what Tyler's hand is.
Did it go all the way?
A routine traffic stop on a scorching hot July afternoon. You've seen 1,000 of them. The flashing lights, the cruiser parked, the officer walking up to the driver's window. Standard. Mundane. Except for this one.
First one, paper shot, fired.
Careful with your 20.
Right at the airport.
3 and 4 to 1064.
No bleeding, shot in the leg. Shot in the leg.
10-4.
On July 13, 2025, near Kentucky's Bluegrass Airport, Trooper Jude Remilien was about to witness a scene shift so fast and violently that it would shatter multiple lives and expose the hidden darkness lurking beneath a quiet town. This isn't just a story about a crime. It's a terrifying look at how one person, 47-year-old Guy House, can turn a simple traffic stop into a 3-hour rampage of destruction. We're talking about an unprovoked shooting, a desperate carjacking, and a horrifying attack in a place of worship. But what's even more shocking? The impossible heroism that unfolded in the middle of the chaos. The untold story of how ordinary civilians, armed with nothing but their car belts, ran towards a bleeding officer, saving his life just as the gunman was speeding away toward his final, deadly target. Prepare yourself. Because the true details of the tragedy at Terminal Drive and the church that followed are more shocking than any news report could convey. And the biggest mystery, what drove Guy House to unleash this senseless fury, has still never been fully revealed.
What is it? Do you have a social? What is it? Four paper shots fired. Four paper shots fired.
Careful with your 20.
Right at the airport.
3 and 4 to 1064.
No bleeding, shot in the leg. Shot in the leg.
It was 12 p.m., a Sunday that should have been sleepy. Trooper Remilien, only 3 years into his service, pulled over a vehicle on Terminal Drive. The location, near the airport, was busy, but the stop itself was ordinary. Until it wasn't. As Remilien approached, Guy House, an occupant in the vehicle, suddenly produced a gun. The transition from traffic stop to attempted homicide was instantaneous. There was no argument, no warning, just the deafening, shocking sound of a single shot. The bullet hit the trooper in the leg, and House, without a word, was gone. He fled the scene, leaving the driver, who was utterly stunned and uninvolved, behind to face the bloody chaos. A life was now hemorrhaging on the hot asphalt, and the clock was ticking down fast. But before the sirens could truly wail, an unbelievable moment of everyday heroism unfolded. The trooper was down. He needed help in that critical first minute. In a moment when every human instinct screams, three civilians did the opposite. Jimmy and Jessica Alexander and their daughter, Taylor Hall, saw the injured trooper and immediately ran to his side. They didn't have a first aid kit. They had adrenaline and courage. Thinking fast, they ripped off their belts, fashioning crucial, life-saving makeshift tourniquets. They gave Remilien water, kept talking to him, and applied essential pressure to the wound. They were the lifeline holding back the darkness. Just moments after, Airport Police Officer Adam Arnold arrived, assessed the situation, and applied a professional tourniquet, solidifying the first responders' desperate, brave work. A life had been saved on the roadside. But while these heroes were focused on life, the gunman, Guy House, was focused on escalating the violence. Guy House, having ditched the vehicle and his initial driver, was now running on pure desperation. He needed a clean getaway, and he found his next target, an unsuspecting civilian in a vehicle. House executed a violent carjacking, stealing the car and continuing his flight across Fayette County. The police network was already buzzing. Every officer was searching for the stolen vehicle and the armed suspect. The sense of urgency was reaching a fever pitch. A man who shot a state trooper over a simple traffic stop was now loose, armed, and driving a stolen car. It didn't take long. Investigators quickly located the stolen vehicle. It was near the Richmond Road Baptist Church on Old Richmond Road. They had found the final destination, but what they discovered there was horrifying. When Lexington police officers arrived at the church parking lot around 12:30 p.m., they were too late to prevent the next tragedy. Officers discovered multiple victims who had already been shot by Guy House. The attack was senseless, unexpected, and utterly brutal. Two women who were simply going about their day, 34-year-old Christina Combs and 72-year-old Beverly Gum, died from their injuries, and two others were rushed to the hospital in critical condition. What drove House to turn a traffic stop into a mass casualty event? Was this a planned attack, or the final, dark descent of a man pushed to the edge? Reports claim that his motives may never be fully known, leaving behind a chilling void. The officers had to act immediately. House was still in the parking lot, armed, and refusing to comply with any command. Three officers, Sergeant Ross Collins, Officer Kyle Blankenship, and Officer Simon Rankin, faced the gunman. House was not surrendering. He was a clear and present threat to everyone still in the area. The three officers made the critical, split-second decision and opened fire, taking the suspect out and ending the nightmare right there in the parking lot. The sudden, violent death of Guy House brought the deadly rampage to a halt. While the public breathed a collective sigh of relief, the cost was staggering. 2 innocent women were dead, and others were fighting for their lives. Trooper Remilien, the initial victim, remained in stable condition, clinging to the life the quick-thinking civilians had bought him. But this story isn't defined by the tragedy. It's also a powerful testament to the light that shines in the face of the darkest events. The spotlight now shifted from the darkness of the crime to the brilliance of the human spirit. The Alexander family, Jimmy, Jessica, and Taylor Hall, along with Airport Officer Adam Arnold, were honored at the State Police Training Academy. They received the Meritorious Achievement Award. This is not a common medal. It is the highest honor the KSP can give a civilian, and it had not been handed out for years. This distinction wasn't given lightly. It acknowledged the incredible, split-second courage of people who used their own clothing to stop a man from bleeding out and a trained officer who swiftly reinforced that effort. They embodied the phrase, "ordinary people doing extraordinary things." Their story is a powerful reminder that heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes, they just wear belts. And for the trooper whose life they saved, his personal fight to recover proves the human spirit is stronger than any bullet. Trooper Remilien's recovery became the emotional anchor for the entire community. He was stabilized immediately thanks to the Alexanders and Officer Arnold, and his fight continued. By October 2025, just a few months after the shooting, Remilien was seen walking on his own power, a powerful, visible symbol of resilience. The rapid, terrifying events of July 13th, a day that saw a routine stop erupt into a full-scale tragedy across multiple locations, finally came to an end. It leaves us with a lingering, powerful question. Why? Why did Guy House choose that day, that trooper, and those innocent people at the church? The official reports will list the facts, but the complete, psychological truth behind the sudden, explosive darkness may be forever lost. What do you think? Were these random acts of violence, or was this a tragedy waiting for a place to happen? Let us know in the comments below.